This is the AKKHAN. How are y'all good folks doing out there on this beautiful cycle? Everything's great? Fantastic. This, folks, is an ICU, and I'm sending this out to the only one. And on behalf of the rest of you young ones out there, I'm giving an ICU to our brother ATUM. And this is followed by a couple of points, a couple of keynotes that I'll deliver towards the end. But I'll start first with giving an ICU and lifeline, some shoulder to the only one. This brother of ours talked recently about the flow of energy. And the flow of energy encompassing the totality of what we are. And that, within the mix of this volume, that this flow of energy has been dumped into this volume that is flowing to it. And by volume, I'm talking about what has become our world today. And the construct of which is matter of operating, therefore, limiting to a tangible extent, because energy flows regardless. But in terms of our tangible reality and how we maneuver, there's volume limits, not only what we do physically, but what we think. Although the flow of energy carries on. Energy really don't know no side. It's not, it's not a partisan to one side or the other. Energy will flow either way, every which way. But it's up to those that have the ability to harness and direct this energy to direct it correctly. This is to say, energy is really not pull or could, and even that which is could to an extent, or that which has a could, thus a negative mentality or outlook, can tap into energy. Now, this begs some deeper explaining, but I'm beginning to understand the reality that energy flows regardless of whether it is flowing in a positive manner for you or that which is against you. Energy will continue to do its thing, but it takes you harnessing it. Okay? So our brother talked about that and emphasized a whole lot of very important points, you see, and the fact that a certain togetherness in the manner that we carry along is going to greatly benefit our entity. What I just said there is very minimal in comparison to what he had offered, but I just wanted to echo again some of the things that the brother had said and come in, because I'm busy, I'm doing a lot, but I also wanted to come in and remind you folks that are here, okay? Because I got to remind y'all of this. First of all, let me remind you all that I had asked you to give this brother an ICU, a shoulder, okay? Kudos. Maybe you didn't see that. But I had said, give the brother an ICU. Because it might not dawn on you, this world has been so disconnected with what we are, so disconnected with the beauty that we are as a entity. Though you're fighting and you want to reconnect with this thing, but traces and nuances of the other thing has deposited itself within you, and it happens without you noticing. I'd ask you to give this brother an ICU, because it may not have dawned on you all that this is a child. A child. These words that you heard from this video that you watched, that's a child. That's a child, man. That's a child speaking like that. Although we'll say a child in the physical state that we are here, but in terms of the mystery that we are, who knows what the hell this brother is? You certainly don't know what the hell I am. But I'm trying to recall to your attention that this is a child that spoke to you, this family, like this. You understand? And so I said, you know, the call for your beauty has escaped you. Because our thing as this being that we are as man is you know, a type where we would neglect and forget about anything and everything just to support a child. Not too far back, as recently in the last, I'd say, 3 or 4 decades, back into, say, the 50s, there would be family gathering at night just to watch a child perform. And grown-ups would be clapping and cheering and encouragement to this child. That's a child, y'all. I asked y'all to give the brother an ICU. You failed to do that. You did not do that. It didn't run across your mind that you're hearing the voice of a child. We say child again, per the construct of this world. It's a legal child, okay, in terms of the adulthood of this world. I talked about the adulthood of man recently. But that's a young one. That's a little one that addressed y'all like this. Go back and listen to it, the message. And I'm stressing on this because you must realize, if at an instance like this, you see, if at an instance like this, you fail to acknowledge it, you fail to applaud it, you fail to encourage it, you see, y'all might as well kiss yourselves goodbye. Y'all might as well kiss this whole thing that we are in the process of achieving goodbye. If you are right now failing to recognize a child spoke in this fashion to you, to the family, to come forward and give up everything that you were doing and support that. Why? Because it's just a phenomenon that a child can speak to you like that. Why? Secondly, because you want to promote that. You want to encourage that. You want other children to see that and to plug themselves into that and to be encouraged as well. You want yourself as a grown-up to learn from that. You want to promote that because our future is with our children. You failed to do that. You failed to do that. Now, I'm one that said recently, there are those of you that haven't had children yet. And I've said there are those of you that have had children in the recent decades. I am of the understanding that in the recent decades there have been special children delivered within our world here for the sake of our family. You see? And so you understand now we're talking about repatriating. You understand now somewhat the mystery of man. It orchestrates itself in ways that you really don't understand. But this mystery is going to play out. The pieces are going to fall together, but not with the lack of your full participation. You understand? It's kind of like saying a vehicle is able to perform things and drive and do, you know, some cool things. Just because it can doesn't mean it's going to do it by itself. You got to pop in the key, turn it, twist it, start it, accelerate, and steer your steering wheel and get around. You follow? That was a child. This young brother has a lot more to come. There are others of you, okay, that are out there, half-assed. You follow? I'm speaking to you. This brother and some within his company are going to steer your attention, those of you of the same, I'd say, age bracket, likely. It's going to steer your attention towards the necessity of you, those children, you, the young ones, stepping in with authority, speaking to those adults that have been molded by the system. You all have not so much been, and so you have an open eye, a clear eye. I'm a traveling one, you see. I have a totally different pair of eyes. And so we're different. I say give to the brother his kudos as a child. One of you did, but you did it per text. I want voice. Okay, voice. Now, in terms of voice, as we step into the book of repatriation, which is a complete revelation of a whole lot of knowledge for you all, and a lot more. We're going to take a step where we make it mandatory that everybody that is involved in our movement identify themselves physically with a video. Okay? Because we're going to be doing everything that we do in truth. And in doing everything that we do in truth, because of the sensibility of the information we're going to be discussing pertaining to but those of we the Aman, we cannot take this matter lightly. We cannot be negligent about that. We cannot fail to secure our position forward. I am one who's been bombarded with attacks, as in trying to penetrate the wall of knowledge that is around us. Folks stepping in as decoys, posing in as all sorts of folks. They pose in as all sorts of different folks. Lately, they've even tried to come at me. It's ridiculous. Yeah. As children now, you know what I mean? And so, there's all that going on. And my posture is, I have a 360-degree view of everything that is going on. I am one who utilizes a certain philosophy that is dear to man. And that is, you let the other party think they are winning. You let them think they got you. Yeah, maybe it's true they got you, but you let them think that. See? It's a chess move. But so that we don't occupy ourselves too much with playing this chess on that level, we're going to have y'all step forward and identify yourself physically with a bit of a video. And so with that, we'll have the assurance that we can move on with you going forward. Because each and every one of you that are part of this, I say to you, do everything that you do in truth. If you don't, it did not matter what you are, whether you are man, whether you are not man or totally against man, and cut man, and you trying to do a little something, a little demagogue, Try to be slick, play it around. It's not going to amount to nothing for you. You follow? Nothing. In fact, you're really playing with your existence if you do that. I'm talking to those that are decoys or those that may be Judas or Judases among our group here. I say to you, do everything that you do in truth, because ahead it's a matter of punishment. Okay? And to this, I'll say that in recent teachings, this was turning out to be a bit of a address, but I'll cut it short very soon. In recent teaching, I proposed to L, invited L, to come along and provide your SOR denouncement as well. I have gone into some levels of teaching that demonstrate that in effect, there are those that are L, you see, but those that are that have been infiltrated and usurped or have been turned into something else, or something else has assumed who they are. Which is why sometime back I said we can't totally reject Rainbow, because there are some good things about that as well. Anyhow, I'd even gone into showing you some movie clips that showed you how, this bridge had been usurped, or it has been made, you see, to serve a different purpose, to assume a different role, one that is not pro-man. But there are those of you, the individual person, if you've been following, you understand. And this is, in the book of repatriation, I go deep into that, beginning to talk to you that this appeal that I am doing on your behalf is a unique thing, okay? You don't find very many people, okay, making any other appeal on your behalf. In other words, you don't find very many black folks trying to tell folks at this point, we gotta be understanding about white folks. You understand? This is a unique thing here, because our knowledge here is deep. You follow? The other one is saying, bring the ass whooping already. So we're saying, for you to come ahead and denounce as well. And the reason I bring that up is because there has been a few that have been denouncing here and there. But I want you to do it also with full conviction and with full understanding of what it is that we've been teaching, with a willingness to plug yourself in and reject and denounce the thing that has been on earth. Because if you don't denounce it, here's what happens. In brief, very brief, because to tell you what happens would be a major spillage. But in brief, we'll say, here's what happens. This that you see on earth is a demagogue. It's not life. It can't sustain. It stops very soon. You see, man shall carry on. Man shall never cease to exist. If we elect, the company of L will remain among us, because this tapestry of who we are must remain. Although there's going to have to be a new alliance. Those of you that elect to be wise about this matter, you see, understanding the grand picture, you see, because if you're here, you get the glimpse of the grand picture. I've made it a point to speak to the Masons greatly. But if you've been listening here, you have some clue. Understanding the grand picture, you realize now that it does not matter what those that are in bad steady, okay, that are delinquent, those that have sided with the thing that is going on earth, it does not matter what they do, it shall cease, it shall end. It just so happens that it is looking to be coming to an end sooner than they thought. In addition to the fact that we over here waking, that poses a problem. But it stops. When it stops, it's lifetimes upon lifetimes upon lifetimes, ages upon ages upon ages upon ages. That is a head within the hands of man. The whole cosmos. You follow? When we mean ages, okay, we're talking about 6 figure to the top in what you may call years. You follow? It's not good for you. I may introduce a piece where I talk about if you are holding your position per valor, good, we can understand that, but still not good for you. I'll make that available. Anyhow, to those of you that have been coming along, see to it that you learn, see to it that you adjust yourself, see to it that you plug yourself into the truth. You understand? Because when I said, there's one truth. The one truth that there is that life is we men. We men are life. Therefore, we regulate life. We control it. Not control it. I don't like using this term, but we manage life. Let's put it this way. We are the guardians of life, the proponent of life, inclusive of every being. And I said that no matter what these ones out here do, it's not going to pursue. And so I'll open your mind to the realization that what you see we do here, what we're in the process of doing, is nothing that you folks have seen in the past. Okay? This is not something that the establishment can break or stop. Okay? This is not no Black Wall Street. Okay? That white folks have destroyed in the past. What we're doing it. Nor is it no Black Lives Matter that you folks are very much involved in fact have created to suit a demagogue. You follow? This ain't that. This is man. You see? Wicked through spirit. You can't stop that. Those that have started Black Wall Street, that was not the stuff of man. You're dealing with a different type of man that are legons, that are wicked. You see? And the thing about it is, you can't stop it because you can't. We don't. You follow? That goes across the board, including UL, which is unfortunate because there's a certain, you see, I'd say, milieu of existing, where you folks, those of L, have a certain, level, certain degree of as well. But those of you knuckleheads that have done what you've done here, you forfeited that. You forfeited that because you wanted some pussy. Yeah, that's the anecdotal part of it. But you wanted a lot more. Anyhow, you don't have that anymore, but we can save you of that. We can rescue and reinstate you to that. We bet. So this ain't no Black Lives Matter. This ain't no Wall Street, Black Wall Street, or anything black folks have done before that you've broken or destroyed. Y'all can't stop this. You see? And we're telling you, just as some are coming ahead and do it, to be wise, because ahead it's not good for y'all. So I'll end on this note. I have a couple other ICUs. The ICUs are shorter. I keep them under 9 minutes or so, or somewhere around that, 9 or 11 minutes. And I'm going to be delivering maybe a couple more. But I wanted to stress and bring it to the attention of those of you, the family of men, okay, that a young one from among us had addressed us this way, addressed y'all this way, and you failed to acknowledge it. And so I want all of you, per a certain address that is delivered here recently, or that I'm going to be delivered from the part of a young one, I want all of you to acknowledge it. I want all of you to go ahead and give this brother an ICU. All of you. Because that's the do. That is what you're supposed to do for children. To encourage them. Not only for encouragement, but what the brother speaks of demands applauding. So all of you, beloved, all of you beautiful ones out there, you know, good-hearted women, and you good-hearted men, you see, that want to see the progress of our folks, encourage our children. Encourage them in developing even more, because they are the vehicle of knowledge at this intersection that we're stepping in. I am here to groom many of them into deeper knowledge, the science of man, upon meeting with them and knowing them. But our children now are the vehicle of the knowledge, you see, that y'all had lacked, and they are the vehicle, or should we say, the power, the prowess, you see, that you have lacked in rebuking this thing. Oh, this brother came with a force the other day and said, looky here, you feel me? Oh, I got lists, you see, of creative punishment for y'all. And I'm coming through. And when you hear this brother saying I'm coming through, oh, don't you take it lightly. As I just said, it's a different type of man that are waking down. You see, one shall plug in and know how to do this come through thing, which I shall teach y'all. It's a reality. It's a reality. I'll have you know, that's what the whole universe fears. The whole cosmos around us fears. The whole world of you fears. The whole world of any other beings fear, for we are man, we're the only entity with this capacity. They fear God. They fear this ability of us, you see. And so they have plotted against us, and they have done what they've done on earth, you see, to disable us of this ability. Do what you must do. Give this brother his kudos. You heard me. I'm done.